morning. It is like 8 something, and it's snowing. First of all, it's super cold, but I watched an inspirational Kobe interview that made me get out of bed and go on this walk, and I wanted to share about it with you. So in the interview, Kobe was talking about failure and success, and he was basically saying that there is no failure because it doesn't exist. It only exists in your mind. And I was like, okay, that makes sense, but explain further. And then Kobe was saying how the only way you fail is if you stop doing what you're trying to do, and you also fail when you're too focused on either making it or not making it. You have to be in the middle in order to make it. He was basically saying that the best place to be is in the middle, because you're not giving too much of your energy or attention to failing or fear, and you're also not obsessing about making it, because the moment you put your all into making it, or you obsess over results, that's when you fail. Because the moment that you don't do anything or you don't get the results you want to get, you're going to give up. So you can't rely on outer results to make you happy. Kobe was also emphasizing on the point that failure is only failure when you decide to give up on the journey. And I was like, yeah, it's so true, because there are so many times where I don't feel like doing whatever I'm doing anymore, because I feel like I'm not getting results, or like, what is this worth for? This means nothing. I don't see what I'm doing in this. He was explaining how failing is basically when you say to yourself, okay, I give up, and you don't continue on doing with what you don't want to do. You don't continue on doing what you were saying you were going to do. It's like coming to terms that, okay, I'm not going to make it. Kobe was making it a point that failure only exists in the mind, because you can't fail, and you only fail when you give up. But if you see failures as lessons and ways to get better and improve, you'll never fail, because next time you have a temporary fail, you'll just be able to fix what you did and be better every single time you do something, especially on the journey. While in the journey, you have to enjoy the process, and that's something I'm like learning now, because if all my exterior motivation is on results, then the moment I don't get them, it's gonna deflect from what I'm trying to do. So in order to keep going, you have to have delayed gratification. It's so easy with social media to see other people your age or younger than you or even older than you to be so successful, and then if you have that mindset of, oh, I should be there, this person's younger than me, I should be doing this and that and whatever. If you have that mindset, you're not going to get far, because comparison is the thief of joy. You're never going to be happy. You're always going to want what the other person wants. You're always going to downplay yourself because of where you are. We have to remind ourselves that you are not me and I'm not you, and my life path and your life path is not the same. Too much of anything is bad for you. If you're too focused on, or you're fixating on failing, you're most likely going to fail, because you're attracting that. You're attracting that energy because that's what you're vibrating off of. And if you're too focused on winning, you might win, but at what expense? We all know what fear is, but like, what even is success? What does success mean to you? What does success mean to me? To me, success is just freedom. The ability to do as I please, when I want, how I want. And truly, we define success. There isn't a making it. And if you rely on making it, you're never going to be happy when you're there. It's so weird, because all this is all connected. And it's like, is that why when people make it, when they make it and they get to that point, they're not even happy, and the money doesn't satisfy them, because it was never about the money, because they still had a void inside of them, and that void can never be filled until they're filled up by themselves. Life is what you make it. It's not what the external makes it. Your inner world will reflect in your outer world. It's important to distinguish what you want versus what you need, because what you need, you're making it seem like you can't live without it. But what you want is just extra. So get your heart right, get your mind right, and everything else will follow. And you will see that you don't need anything outside of you in order to be okay, because it was always in you.